All right, my brothers. Here we are. It feels like it's been a month since I've been. I have been
It
busy.
has been a week.
It has
Damn.
been a week for me. Let me tell you, I am sore. Welcome back. Here we are, at Drive to Thrive podcast. I'm on with Geo. It's Easter weekend. Now, for some, that means like you're going out with, you know, Easter egg hunting, laughing, having fun, time with the family. I'm here with my family. But for others, as in any holiday, you might not be with your kids. Okay. And so sometimes on one side of the road, you got things being kind of heavy, but on the other, things are happy and healthy and no problem. And so today, Gio and we're going to talk on, both sides of the road. We're going to talk about the Easter egg dad, the one who's kind of hidden and you got to go look for him. He might be missing. I know when you do a Easter egg hunt, sometimes you can't find those last two eggs. Maybe you feel left out, or we're doing a double header today. That's one side of it. There's the second part, the dad who stayed behind. He's feeling left behind. He's present there physically, but maybe he's feeling invisible. But
And
if
the
it's
two
okay,
and the
Gio.
two go and the two go hand in hand, right?
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. And
um,
if you're okay, Gio, can I share something real personal? Is that okay?
brother,
Before
go
we
for it, man.
before we
Let your
dive
heart
in,
rip.
I've spent this past week helping a dear friend of mine, Bobby. His wife Martha passed from a long battle of cancer last month. And I don't know if anyone else has had this kind of battle. My dad passed away of cancer back 40 some odd years ago. And with it being Easter, I thought I just wanted to share. It's hitting different this year than it has some other years for me. And I know many of you out there have felt this kind of loss. But here's the thing that comes to me and to my heart, from my heart to yours, is that Easter is not about the endings. Okay, it's about resurrections. It's about new beginnings. It's about the comeback. It's about the rise from the ashes. It's and so whether you're sitting there in a nice, quiet home, hopefully me here in a little bit with my kids, or you're surrounded by people and you're not feeling seen. I'm thinking this episode's going to be for you. Um, and I appreciate you, my brother Gio, for picking up the slack. I know I haven't been around, and I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Let's roll. That's. I just wanted to share that short little thing about what my life has been. I helped this
And I
this man
appreciate that, and I love you
move, and
right
so
back, brother. Um, holidays are tricky. There's there's plenty of opportunity for, like you said, resurrection within, it could be within the family, within, a whole of other factors, like it could be a black hole. Before we continue, I'm going to throw out the usual disclaimer. Anything that we're going to say on this show is not legal advice. We're just two guys that have, made their way onto the devil's speed dial with everything they've been through.
yep,
And we're just here to show that, there's other brothers that understand what the fuck you are going through,
absolutely.
and can offer their support. You know, for me, Easter, like as per my agreement with my ex-wife, we split the weekend. But my family is a 6-hour drive away, which means that no matter how we split it, I'm not at the family supper.
Gotcha.
Um, as family gets older, there's always that concern that it's, one family member's maybe last Easter and, not going to be there. So
Yep.
it's a matter of dealing with those kind of things. But
And that's the heavy side, right, Gio? But and I'm a Christian, I believe, and we're not. And let me put a religious disclaimer, okay? Gio did the lawyer type stuff, but let me be the religious disclaimer here. It doesn't matter what you believe. If Easter's not part of your creed or what you believe, that's okay. Allow others to believe what they want to believe, and that's me. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the resurrection. Not always. I've
Fully
been in
support anyone believing and praying to some spooky invisible dude.
to get here you go.
I'm
That's
good
it.
with it.
That's
Pick,
good.
pick,
Exactly.
pick your spooky
And
invisible dude. We're good with it.
we're good with it. Exactly. So there you go. There's the disclaimer. Believe just and there's no reason to do any bashing or anything like that. We're not about that. And just go with your
All
belief.
love.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So,
And
so let's
so
hit it up. Easter egg that hidden, miss, but still showing up.
let's do
Hit
it.
us up.
That's I've been there. I early on my let me just do a quick thing about me where I was with holidays. It was tough back then because my wife kind of turned kids against me back 20 years ago. It was a tough deal. I did what I could. I I did attend. It's funny. I did attend like a Christmas dinner. It's not Easter, I know, but it was so awkward. The fact that now here's Dad. He's not around, and now he's back in the family home, and it was uncomfortable as all get out. And I'm sure some of others are feeling, the same kind of thing. Or you go to the swap point, getting the kids.
But here's where I'm gonna attack it. All right, and this is
Let's
where.
do it.
So Easter is a date on the calendar.
It is.
It's a fucking date on the calendar.
I
It
know
is
where you're
what
going.
you do with it, right? You can celebrate, like if you have your kids every other weekend and you don't have them this weekend and there's no agreement for you to see them during Easter, make last week or next week fucking Easter.
There you go. Proclaim it.
Proclaim it. Like, you know, I I'll give you an example. My son's birthday. We don't have an agreement as to who gets to see the kid on his birthday, right? It's just it lands where
Just
it lands.
where it lands.
So if it doesn't land on my week, guess what? The day that he comes home, that's his birthday.
Nice.
Plan the celebration there because here's the truth. If your kid's birthday lands on a Wednesday and you're still together with your wife, you're not gonna celebrate the fucking thing on a Wednesday. You'll have the cake, you'll
You
have a special supper,
a
you'll
little
maybe
something.
order out, but you're gonna wait until the weekend.
Yep.
Same shit applies if you're divorced.
The big party. Damn straight.
The big thing is being present. And the big thing is that if it is the holidays and you don't have your kids and you're having a hard time, fucking reach out and be at someone's home and be a part of their, like, you're either gonna stay home as long as you're not destructive to yourself,
Right.
or I'll give you an example. At Christmas Day, my buddy Mark and his wife Jazz had a Christmas supper for orphans. Not actual orphan, but like for people who were alone on Christmas.
Alone on Christmas. Yeah. So
I had my
an
son
orphan
the
dinner.
24th. I didn't have him the 25th. So guess what? I went to their house on the 25th and we had a great time.
That's huge right there. I mean, talk about like a way. It's about adapting, right? It's about getting from, like we're talking about, two sides of the road. There's a heavy side, there's a happy side kind of thing, and being able to, take that breath and figure out a way to adapt and to overcome and get out of the heaviness.
The options are there. You just have to take it, right?
Just have to look for them. Yep.
Look, like I said, either be alone but don't be destructive, right? if it's Easter and like I'll give you an example. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday. I don't have my son. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to the gym in the morning to rock it out, and in
Yep.
the evening I've got people coming over to celebrate with. And it's simple. You know your
Beautiful.
friend. Who's got shit going on Sunday? You don't. Fine. Come over. I'm cooking.
There you go. I'll be right over. No, I'm with my family. I'm with the kids.
but
I'm doing
but
I'm doing
but
that.
the
I'm
whole
doing
thing
that.
is but the whole thing is just fucking reach out. Like we live in a society where not for nothing, but everyone knows what everyone is going through, right? And even as private as you are, people know if you're going through a divorce, and they're not stupid. Like even if you're
Right.
quiet about it, you know the person's struggling. So, take a minute and reach out and add a person to your table. Or if you're like if you're alone on the holiday, like make a post. Some of the best suppers that I've had is when I posted like Saturday night, I'm doing fuck all. Who's coming over? I'm cooking. I just so happen to be good in the kitchen, so people are interested in coming to
Yo,
eat my food.
I've yeah. Now I haven't tasted what you've cooked, but I've seen and heard. I've been scrolling. I've been privately uh, stalking you, Gio. I've been stalking you, man. I've been seeing some of the stuff that you post, and I'm like, man, I wish I could be a neighbor for right there. Be invited over
Brother,
for
my
dinner.
door is always open for you. If you want to make the trek down into the Montreal area, we're good. But what we're getting at is, God damn it, there's no excuse for you not showing up.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
just none.
Just how do I say this? Look, there's pain. Okay, there's pain. It messes with your head. Okay, so does depression. All these things, they're lies, people. They're just lies. That shit is lies. There's way to get through it. There just is.
Absolutely. And again, it's a day on the calendar, right? So
Absolutely.
it's about mindset, right? And it's amazing how every show goes back to mindset.
It's not amazing because everything starts here. That why do you think I talk about, the power of this mind motor that we don't even know the power that we've got up in this noggin. We don't. We don't realize it. We just don't. And put a little plug in for my Mindset Mondays, 7 a.m. I got to do that. I mean,
Absolutely.
on Facebook and the group.
All right,
That
I'm announcing something at the end of the show too, so
So yeah, I mean, that's where it all starts. As a
it's
man thinks in his, I will go religious for a second. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. It starts with not what you think, how you think.
whether you're religious or not, life is guided by the energy that you put out in the world,
Bingo, bingo.
right? I
Yep.
don't care which spooky man you pray to. I don't, right? Because at the end of the day, if we follow like the basis of all of them, if it's all about.
They're all similar, very similar.
I think it's Sebastian Maniscalco, a comedian that spoke about like he's Catholic, his wife is Jewish, and he's like same corporation, different division. Because at the end of the day, the commonalities are there. Like it's all about
Oh,
loving people and support and
yep,
like doing things to like honor your God and like you know every single one is different. Every single one has their great points. Every single one has their shitty points.
yep.
Um, but at the end of the day, it's all about the positivity and the love and the this and the that. So you know everything is mindset. Holidays are the toughest spot, and I get it.
Don't stay hidden.
Don't
Break
stay
out,
hidden.
break out of the freaking egg, right? I mean, we talked about the Easter egg dad and you're hiding yourself in the grasses or up in the tree limb or wherever the hell the eggs were that we couldn't find.
Yeah, and I want to be clear on something. Nobody should be taking pity on you because you're alone for the holiday,
Oh,
right?
now what do you mean by that, Gio? Oh, that's
So,
like a
so,
smack right
so,
there.
so here's the thing. I'll accept an invite from any friend, but don't make it a pity invite.
Aha. There you go.
right? And I'll give you the example, right? So, okay, bro, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, well, I don't have the kids, so I'm passing Easter alone. Oh, well, shit, dude, that's way too bad. Blah blah blah. Well, listen, I guess you can come over to my house. No, fuck you.
Oh, jeez.
The reason why, and look, I get it, and I appreciate the invite, but if I'm gonna be introduced as like the third wheel to the supper,
Right.
or sorry, I'm gonna correct to the dinner because I know that supper is more of a Canadian term, so dinner. Um, I don't want to be the third wheel. I don't want to be like, okay, everybody, let's and here, right? It's like I don't want to be the redheaded stepchild to the
Yeah,
supper. Like,
right.
it's that, dude. You're not doing anything. Well, guess what? There's an extra spot at my table. Come over.
Exactly.
And in the family, it's like, hey, everyone, Gio's here. Done.
Let the party begin.
Let the party begin, because the last thing you want is you're already feeling like shit because you're on your own and you don't have your kids, and then you show up where it's like, oh, okay, well, here's the pity plate. You don't need
Well,
that shit, right?
no, let's turn the pity plate into a party plate. Boom. Right? I mean, isn't that talking about the mindset and being able to, turn that shit around, make it into something that's fun, that's something that's you want to be there, and nobody wants a
So
pity
you
party.
so you can have your good time on Easter, and then when you get your kids, you're still showing up.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
10 years from now, the kid's not going to remember whether or not you bought them chocolate specifically on Easter Sunday.
Right?
They want to know that you did something, that you showed attention. And
That,
even for those of you out there that are like, fuck, man, money's tight, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Make a discount supper. They don't care. They want the time with you. And we cannot stress this enough. It's showing up is giving time.
it's the presence. Exactly. That there's no way around that.
Buy them a Mars bar, make them a grilled cheese sandwich, but eat it all together, and you guys are good.
Exactly. Exactly. And that kind of roll right into the dad who stayed behind, right? And being present. What's
The
this deal
worst.
about feeling invisible sometimes? I had that. I mean, it's sitting. I can still remember that Christmas dinner. I was like, it was so awkward, and I was feeling like invisible. I remember
You're
that feeling.
only going to be invisible if you make yourself invisible.
I did. I made myself invisible. I did.
Right?
Because
So
of the
when we look at
uncomfortable.
holiday guilt and the dad who stayed behind, it's because you didn't step up to the plate.
Ouch. That was me. True and honest right there. That was me back in the day. I didn't step up to the plate like I should have.
But you learn from it, right?
I did big time.
So here's the thing: when you and I, brother, we do these podcasts and we do our posts and we do everything that we do, it's like that meme that goes around on social media where it's like, well, when I talk about our story, the difference is that I talk about where I went wrong, and we are able to guide and help other people because we don't just talk about our success.
No.
We talk about our fuck ups that we learn from, right? It's the same.
Boom.
We're doing the same thing for guys out there that we're supposed to do as fathers for our kids. This is where daddy fucked up in life.
Yep.
This is what daddy learned. This is where daddy got. So do yourself a favor, learn from dad's mistakes, and go out and be better.
That's so beautiful right there, what you just said. Beautiful what you just said right there.
More is lost from indecision than wrong decision.
More is lost from indecision.
Indecision than wrong decision.
So if you flip that, more is gained by making a decision, even if it's the wrong decision. more is
Because you
gained
learn.
than sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
Because you learned.
Boom. But I'm afraid of making a mistake, Gio. I'm afraid of it. I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to make any mistakes. I went to school. I wanted to get straight A's to impress my dad. Okay, this is real. This is real. This is how I was feeling back then. Okay, this is
Have you
this is the shit that I had to get through to get out into the real world. I was a perfectionist back then, and I still, certain things are still that. I think, Gio, you got a little bit of this.
Oh, look.
You
In
know?
life, you create whatever you are working hardest to avoid. Think about that for a second. You create what you work your hardest to avoid. You want to be so fucking perfect at everything that you do because you don't want to disappoint and you end up disappointed.
Ooh. And that,
How do you think I fucked up? How do you think I fucked up 2 marriages and my relationships?
you think?
I got away from myself.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying there. Because you became a different person, like in the beginning, right? It's fun, it's new, it's,
And
all of it.
rather than keeping my fucking boundaries clear, I negotiated with myself, and that's my fuck up. I
Right.
own it. To any woman that I've ever dated or my ex-wife, I own my part of the fuck ups in the couple. Why? Because I made the wrong decision, but I've learned.
Hmm.
I've evolved.
Got you. You've moved from the one side of the road, the heavy side, on purpose, with making decisions, to be on the happy side of the road.
Because indecision is a decision,
It is. It is. And
right?
it can be a very costly decision to not make a decision as well.
Because in the moment, it's an indecision, right? But then when things blow up, you realize it was a bad decision.
Right. You look back and 2020 hindsight kicks your
I
ass.
didn't I didn't do something because I was afraid that I was going to upset her.
Oof.
So I stayed in indecision.
I've been there.
And then when things blow up, I realized that that indecision was in fact a decision. But now we're going to move it away from the exes and we're going to put it on the kids. If I am afraid to be present and I just let things roll and I don't make a decision to be present, I'm afraid to piss people off. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. So the the indecision is to like not make a move.
Right.
Later on, you realize that that indecision in the moment because you didn't want to hurt somebody, you didn't want to bother somebody, you didn't want to get involved in
One,
somebody's holiday,
right?
is the wrong decision that ends up killing you.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth right there?
I spoke with a dad this week. And please note that whenever I'm going to be sharing stories, I'm never giving real names.
Right.
I am
I'm the same. Same way here.
I'm modifying conditions because I want to stay away from the true identity of the person. And again, there's a
Yep.
trust, but the situations that I'm going to bring are so relatable that even by modifying like base factors doesn't change the overall perception. But somebody who hasn't seen their kid in 2 months because of X reasons, and it's like, well, I'll wait 2 months to get the money together to start fighting for my kid. And I'm like, that's an indecision.
Ooh.
You're accepting this.
Not
I'm
being
like,
not being present in the moment, making the decision then. They're moving that presence to another time later. That's what I
whereas
see that.
yeah, and whereas I'm like, so you're calling me because your kid misses dad, hasn't seen dad in 2 months.
Oof.
And now you're like, I'm going to wait another 2 months before I change something for my kid. No, whatever the cost is, you go find that fucking money and you go battle. And
We've talked about that before. Sell something. If your car starts, it can be an Uber.
and
Something.
when we look at our topics of today, it's hidden, missed, but still showing up. Is that
It is.
you can't be present, but you can show up,
Can show up. Exactly.
because the decisions that you make every single day to show up are what pays off in the long run. The dad who stayed behind, if you decide to stay invisible, the one that pays is your kid.
Isn't that the truth right there? I'm glad you said that, because sometimes we don't realize how much impact there is. And I say impact with, because when the kids begin to realize what's going on, and, they're not stupid. Kids are not stupid. I mean,
Look,
and
my kid's turning 16 next week. Now, first of all, he doesn't listen to the podcast, so I know I can talk about it. And I also know that he's sleeping and not listening to me.
Oh, right.
So his 16th birthday is next Friday, and I have him with me. And I've been
Ooh,
busting his balls. I've been busting his balls for 3 months as to what he wants. He hasn't been able to answer me. So fine. And he tells me, he's like, Dad, honestly, all I want is like time with you. Like, let's go out for supper. Let's relax. So cool, right? Because I'm in a good position where I'm able to offer him, what he wants within reason. Like, it's never like overly spoiled. But
right.
so what I'm gonna do is teach him a lesson about being surrounded by family at a holiday. So I'm inviting everyone in my area that's close to me. We're gonna be about 10 or 12 for a surprise supper,
Wow.
because I want to show him the importance that around it's not a holiday, it's his birthday, but to be surrounded by, and how to get. That's the lesson I'm teaching, because heaven forbid he divorces one day. I don't want him to feel by himself.
What you just said right there, and I'm going to bring it into trucking right now, because that's a convoy right there, bud. That's a convoy. You put together a convoy. Then how
No,
cool is that?
but the lesson that I'm teaching him, right? So he's inviting his best friend for the supper. So he thinks we're just going to be
It'll
three.
just be like a little three of you.
Yeah. Reservations for 12. And who do I've got going? I've got all the people that have been in my corner in the recent years, my best friends, um, you
Sweet.
know, and it's people that know him and love him and treat him as family.
And have seen you fight for him through the years.
So to me, it's that beautiful symbol of having everybody together around the table and showing him love for, a 16th birthday, which is epic in the life of a young man.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. It's that rite of passage.
And by association, I'm showing his other friend who's 16, and I love him as a son as well. Like, I'm always happy. But I'm showing him that, hey guys, you two together at this supper, but surrounded by everybody that loves us.
Wow.
This is what you should be aiming for in your life.
That's on this Easter weekend, you just gave it a beautiful Easter message. I don't know if you realized it or not, but what you just described is a beautiful Easter. You made an Easter egg right there. That hard shell surrounding, as you described the surrounding of the two boys, and wow, that's
Because if you look at the
beautiful.
Easter egg, right, it can be like a protective bubble around those that love you, those that care about you.
Yes,
And that's all that matters.
it
That's
is.
all that matters.
So things come first full circle. We talked about, the circle becoming smaller and blocking out those that don't have your back or not in your corner, as you talk about. Being able to do that comes to this point of forming your own Easter egg with those that you choose to have in your circle. Such a powerful concept. Wow, I've got chills. Thank you,
And
Gio. Wow.
I'm gonna add more to that, brother. The people that I've invited, like my social circle is like I've got, one friend here, one friend there. Nobody's mixed. Like it's not a group, it's like it's individuals
It's
that I've
individuals
developed.
that don't really know each other.
They don't know each other. They know of
Oh,
each other.
oh,
So
wow.
on top of it all, it's a first supper where I'm bringing my entire world together.
This is like a huge, momentous gathering. Then, I mean
Absolutely.
that's adds yet another layer of incredible. I don't even know the word.
No,
Mind blowing. That is cool.
it is, and I am so looking forward to it. And you could be cheesy, right? You could use Vin Diesel's line um, from Fast and Furious. I don't have friends. I have family, right? Because these are the people that I've chosen to be my family. I
Right.
just don't want to douchebag it up, that way. I can have fun with it, but it's for me. Still showing up is I'm always going to be there for my son. And I'm never going to be the one that stays behind because my job is to teach him the lessons that he needs to have an even better life than I did because I want him to learn from everything I've been through.
There you go.
So,
Every
again,
every dad's mission right there is to, help your son, your daughter be better than
but
we ever
staying
were.
behind, and let me be clear, guys, and this might punch you in the teeth, might punch you in the dick, might punch you in both, but you need to hear it. If you don't show up, it's on you. If you stay behind, it's on you.
Yep.
No matter what it is, no matter the lack of access, there is a way of at the very least doing something to show your
Doing something. Yep. Get out of the passenger seat where there's no controls. That's where the guilt, that's where the pain, that's where all the suffering, the indecision happens in the passenger seat. Jump in the driver's seat. You've got all the controls. Get on the happy side of the road, don't stay on the other. It's yeah. Man,
even
Gio,
if you try to negotiate 5 minutes, right? Tell your ex, look, I'm bringing a gift. Can
a
I just say,
gift.
like, I'm not gonna come into the house. I just want to bring the kids a little something,
Have
And I know that some of you will even get refused that, but there's a difference between asking and being refused and saying, I'm not gonna do it because she's gonna say no.
because you're going to say no. Exactly. I was just going to say a huge difference, especially if the child knows that you've asked, especially that, because
Because
they'll
that's what
know that you're
showing up
fighting
is.
for them.
Because that's what showing up is.
That is.
But, and we'll end on this, if you negotiate against yourself, she's gonna say no. Oh, it's gonna be a headache. Oh, she's gonna bitch. Oh, she's gonna, right? And it works in both senses, right? Because women will say that about men, right? Oh, he's gonna be difficult. Oh, he's gonna be this. Oh, he's gonna be that.
Yep.
You're negotiating about yourself, and men and women. Like, I want to be clear. On both sides, there's 10% that are just pure assholes, and these are not the people that we're trying to save because these people are
No.
just fucktards that
No.
don't do the necessary. But I'm talking about those who genuinely care.
Yep.
Hate your ex all you want. Whether it's a female that hates her male ex, it's a male that hates her female ex, whatever, it could be whatever your sexual orientation, you as hating your ex, period, penalizes kids. Knock it the fuck off.
Right. Exactly. All right, Gio. Man, wow, what a ride. What a ride. You've made my Easter weekend better, my friend. You have. I appreciate you very much. For all of you out there, just hey, let's keep rolling, and happy Easter to everyone out there with kids, not with kids. Just be present. Be present.
Happy whatever spooky man you pray to, and whatever that spooky man has decided that you are celebrating this weekend. I wish you nothing but love and happiness and all that. We're
Right
gonna
on.
keep on doing what we do, and we'll be back next week.
Same time, same station.
Oh,
Whoa,
hold
okay.
on,
What you got?
I forgot. Not this week. Starting next week, we're gonna start doing Whiskey Wednesdays in the evening. I'm just finalizing the details now. But the same way that you've got your Motivation Mondays,
Yep.
Mindset Mondays, I apologize. I'm going to start doing Whiskey Wednesdays. It's going to be a live in the group where I'll be, sipping on some whiskey and opening the door for guys to talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about.
Beautiful.
Not legal advice, but we're going to talk about coaching. We're going to talk about, what you're going through. How can I be of assistance? And I want that to be a staple on Wednesday nights. Everybody in my circle knows that I'm dedicating that evening of the week to this. It's going to start, like I said, in about 2 weeks' time. And it's just about bringing more wisdom and guidance to men out there that need somebody in their corner.
We're just gonna keep adding the tools, adding this and adding that. We want this group. Well, this podcast goes out. If you're not in the group and you're a divorced dad, hit us up. Hit us
Yep.
up and
There's
jump
a
in,
lot more coming.
because this group is not like any other group you've seen. I can tell you that. Gio and I, this is a passion project for me. I know it's a passion project for Gio. We are out there helping divorced dads, to get through the crap. We're building bridges, we're giving tools, we're rolling
Right?
like any other convoy could ever roll. So, all right,
All right, my brother. Love you. Peace out to everybody.
peace out.